Ever wondered how creatine affects muscle growth? It's a question that has sparked curiosity in the fitness world for years. Today, we're going to unravel the mystery and delve into the science of it all. We'll explore the intricate dynamics of how this fascinating compound interacts with our muscles. Unearth the truth about the role creatine plays in muscle development, and get ready to have your mind blown. So, are you ready to take a deep dive into the science of muscle growth? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of creatine and muscle growth. First, we need to understand what creatine is. Creatine, simply put, is a substance that our bodies naturally produce and is predominantly found in our muscle cells. It plays a crucial role in helping our muscles produce energy, especially during periods of heavy lifting or high-intensity exercise. Think of it as a power booster. When you're pushing your limits during a workout, creatine steps in to lend a hand. It does this by aiding in the production of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is the primary molecule your cells use for energy. So the more creatine you have in your muscles, the more ATP your muscles can make, and the more energy you'll have to power through those last few reps. In essence, creatine is like a backstage crew member in a theater production, working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the star of the show, your muscles, shine in the spotlight. So, we know what creatine is, but how does it aid in muscle growth? Let's find out. Now, for the science of how creatine aids in muscle growth. Our bodies naturally produce creatine. It's an organic compound that plays a key role in supplying energy to our muscles. But how does it do this? The answer lies in the relationship between creatine phosphate, and ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. When you consume creatine, either from your diet or through supplements, it travels to your muscles. Once there, it binds with phosphate to form creatine phosphate. This is where the magic happens. Creatine phosphate is a high-energy molecule that lends a phosphate group to ADP, or adenosine diphosphate, to create ATP. ATP is the primary source of energy used by your muscles during high-intensity, short-duration exercises like weightlifting. So think of creatine phosphate as a kind of energy reserve. When your muscles are working hard and need a quick burst of energy, creatine phosphate steps in, donating its phosphate group to create more ATP. This ATP then fuels your muscle contractions, helping you to lift more, sprint faster, or jump higher. But that's not all. Creatine has another trick up its sleeve. It's osmotic, which means it draws water into your muscle cells. This causes the cells to swell, which can stimulate protein synthesis and inhibit protein breakdown. Both of these processes are crucial for muscle growth. Moreover, this increased water content can also make your muscles appear larger and more pumped, which, let's face it, is a nice bonus. It's important to note, however, that this is not just an illusion of growth. The additional water can create a more favorable environment for muscle growth, leading to real, long-term gains. So in essence, creatine works in two ways. First, it helps your muscles produce more energy, allowing you to push harder in your workouts. Secondly, it increases your muscle cells' water content, promoting protein synthesis and inhibiting protein breakdown, which can lead to muscle growth over time. So, creatine helps your muscles produce more energy and retain more water, both of which aid in muscle growth. Let's recap the key points about creatine's effect on muscle growth. We've explored a lot of ground today, and it's essential to revisit the key takeaways to fully grasp the impact of creatine on muscle growth. Firstly, we talked about how creatine works to increase creatine phosphate stores in our muscles. This process is fundamental as it provides us with a swift energy source during high-intensity exercises, allowing us to push harder and longer, ultimately stimulating more significant muscle growth. Next, we touched on the role of creatine in muscle hydration. Creatine has a unique property of pulling water into muscle cells, enhancing their volume. This process, known as cell volumization, can lead to a larger muscle appearance and even promote muscle growth by triggering protein synthesis. Finally, we dove into the topic of creatine leading to muscle growth. Studies suggest that the combination of creatine supplementation with resistance training can enhance muscle strength and size over resistance training alone. But remember, the key to muscle growth is not just about supplements like creatine. It also involves consistent resistance training, proper nutrition, and adequate rest. So there you have it, the science of how creatine aids in muscle growth. Remember, while creatine can aid muscle growth, it's not a magic pill. Proper exercise and nutrition are key. Thanks for watching.